All right, it is 6 p.m. We're going to get cranking. I'm going to pass it over to our incredible Chief Sales Officer, Kristen Cunningham. Kristen, take it away.
Jake, thank you so much. You guys are going to learn this later, but I have one spoiler alert. We have a nickname for Jake in the office. It's Preacher Jake because nobody can deliver a message and kind of get the energy up like he can. So thank you for that. Excited to be here with all of you tonight to talk about something that has been absolutely incredible at LifeVantage, and that is our mind body product. And the purpose of this call is really to learn how are people winning with this amazing product. And I want to start actually by an example that Skip Campbell reminded me of today that is still hitting a little close to home, but we're going to go there. And that's the example of the Super Bowl. And, all good teams, like imagine you're just in the Super Bowl, and whether you were the winning team or the second place team, again, still a little soon for me, but both teams are going back to the locker room and they're evaluating the game plan. They're saying what worked, what didn't work, how can we continue to progress over and over and over. And I think it's the winning teams, the winning companies that do that in everything that they do. And I want you to know that since we launched this product, we have continued to try to understand how it works, to understand what's working. And it's been an incredible learning process. So I want to start out by really talking about the celebration that we have, but also the learnings that we have. So to celebrate, first off, I want to talk to you about this unique moment in time that we have where GLP-1 is something that is being shared everywhere. We have people in the mainstream media, just in the mainstream kind of public eye, who know about GLP-1 and are looking for a solution to us. And we have a formula that nobody else has. In fact, I was on a call recently where somebody from outside of our industry was trying to figure out how they could recreate what LifeVantage has. We have something incredibly, incredibly special that nobody else has. And I want us to always remember that. We are 5 months into Mind Body in the United States. It has been a whirlwind. We have seen some of our best months ever. We've exceeded expectations. In fact, who in the chat right now has experienced something positive from Mind Body, who's either lost weight or had a non-scale victory? Share it in the chat. I want to see it. Like, what have you experienced on this product? Like, the wins and the results continue to come in. This past weekend, we had our first international launch. Look at the chat just blowing up. I love that. But we had our first international launch in Japan, and this just in, but Japan has already exceeded its enrollments. It's had, even in March, with just the product being in country for just a couple of days, already has the highest enrollments that it's had in like 2 years. So congratulations to our Japan team. We have so many of our other international market in kind of that pre-launch phase, and we're already seeing kind of so many people get activated ahead of that, which has been truly, truly phenomenal. Overall, this stat just blows my mind. We reactivated more than 2,000 consultants with this launch. And we define reactivated as they haven't enrolled somebody in at least 4 months. So to think what this is doing for the existing base is truly phenomenal. But also, we've attracted more people to LifeVantage. We had our highest enrollment months in years. So I want to make sure that we celebrate just what an incredible, incredible launch this has. And we've only scratched the surface, which is what I'm most excited about. So I want to go on to the next slide and really talk about some of the stories that we are seeing right now. And I want to just like, look at this, everybody. Oh my goodness. Like you cannot deny the success that people are having. And I wanted to call out a couple of them that just, I think are incredible and really highlight this perspective that not everybody's results are the exact same, but most people are seeing these incredible results. The middle kind of couple there is Dr. Ashley Laughlin on the right. It says 30 days above her. If you're looking at it to the left, right behind her is her husband. So Ashley's relatively new into LifeVantage. She was telling me that her husband, since being on this since December, has lost 40 pounds. Like, what? 40 pounds. Absolutely amazing. Ashley told me that she's only lost 11. And I was like, 11? Are you sure? Like, that looks like way more than 11. And if you're comparing like 11 pounds to 40 pounds, like maybe that might be, you know, you might feel bad about that, but look at the change in her body over the past few months. Like I would have guessed that was way more than 11 pounds, which is why I think it's so important to kind of focus on those non-scale victories. Jesse Dale, a bodybuilder, he actually has no weight to lose. His joints have felt so much better in being on this product, and has said, like, I'm always taking this product because I've just never felt better as I'm training. Lou Ellen is up in the top right corner, and her story is absolutely incredible. Lou Ellen has lost 20 pounds and 29 inches, and I was talking to her enroller just recently, who's Sandy McClure. You'll get to meet her. You'll hear from her a little bit later. But I've got to read this text that Lou Ellen sent her because it was like so incredibly emotional. And my phone just paused. 1 second. Okay, so this is from Lou Ellen. She said, "I'm grateful my body still trusts me after everything I've tried and put through it in the past." So here's somebody that feels like she has tried everything and is experiencing these incredible results. Again, 20 pounds and 29 inches. The other person, Austin, I loved his story. So Austin was a former Division I college athlete, and in his words, he said he kind of had let himself go and had hit that plateau. And the mind body system has helped him really blossom and fight through that plateau and get back into, you know, what was obviously very incredible shape being a Division I athlete. But these are just a few of the incredible stories that are new that we have seen coming in. So I want to just congratulate everybody on the success that you're having with the product. Now, the next slide that I want to talk about, I told you we would in the beginning, is just what have we learned? Well, this still rings true. We told you this at Kansas City, and we are so confident. These study results are incredible. So just to anchor in this, on the mind-body system, we saw a 140% increase of GLP-1 on average. People lost 9 pounds in 8 weeks and up to 25 pounds in 12 weeks. I love this third one. 100% of the people who lost weight maintained muscle. Wow. And up to 27% of reduction in visceral fat and 5% reduction in overall body fat. And of course, patent pending. We gave you this information when we launched, and it still stands true. So what have we learned since Kansas City? Well, I'm going to give you kind of the high level. Julie and Jake are going to go into even more. But the first one is that expectations matter. I started by saying what a unique time we're in, where we hear GLP-1. Seems like everywhere we go, there's a commercial or there's somebody talking about it. And oftentimes they've heard of it, but don't know exactly what it is. And sometimes it's just associated with, oh, GLP-1 means rapid weight loss really, really quick. And what we found is that you have to recorrect that expectation with people kind of right out of the gate and in that first conversation. You know, this product is fantastic. It's not magic. It is possible that you can still gain weight with additional GLP-1 if you're consuming way more calories. But the GLP-1, the additional GLP-1 in your body really sets your body up to have long-term success. But GLP-1 in and of itself does not mean guaranteed weight loss. So set the expectation. Product usage and consistency just really, really matters. So you're going to see kind of updated instructions from Julie about what we see working and what worked in our clinical, really taking the guesswork out for people. The biggest thing here was make sure that people are taking the product every day and that they're taking it right. Also, not a quick fix. I mean, if anyone is looking for a magic bullet with weight loss long-term, that just doesn't exist. But this is a program that we have seen incredible results in 12 weeks, but it's more about that lasting, sustainable change. The next thing we're going to talk a little bit about is that lifestyle matters. And I kind of hinted to this already, but if you're going to just take the product and increase your number of calories and decrease how much you're moving, like that doesn't work. Like what you do with your lifestyle matters. You're going to be introduced to a concept called activation accelerators later that is just basically saying the more lifestyle changes you make, the better this product is going to work. The next kind of key learning that we have is that the research matters. We're constantly curious about this product. You know, Julie says it all the time. What else can we activate? But also, what else can we learn about GLP-1? Who is it best for? Who benefits when they have more of it? What is the research telling us? So we're excited for new research that is coming out. And finally, and I think just most important, is that the stories matter. we started sharing some of these stories because we are seeing incredible results. We have to consistently share what is working for people in a productive and a proactive way so that we can all learn. This includes those scale victories and non-scale victories. But getting loud and focusing on these positive results are really what's going to help us take this product to an even bigger level. So with that, Julie, I'm going to turn it over to you, our Chief Marketing Officer, to go into a little bit more detail about some of these key learnings.
Hey, everybody. Thanks, Kristen. You did a great job. Lots of information on this call, guys. I am so excited to be here for the chance we have to connect on mind body. Before I dive in, just know I am so grateful to be a part of this company. I am so grateful for what we have here. And I know a lot of you are too. Put it in the chat because we have Activation Nation is passionate and vibrant and thriving, and our activation approach is second. I'm also honored to be representing an entire team who hears you, wants success for each of you, truly believes in what we're doing here, from R&D to regulatory, creative, product marketing, more. I have never seen a team more committed to your success. So thank you to them. Thank you guys for being here. Let's dive in. We're going to be learning a lot tonight because we have learned a lot. And part of something that makes LifeVantage awesome is that we don't just launch products. We love our products. We research them. We go above and beyond, right? And since October, we've continued to learn about ingredients and the intricacies of our formula. And we remain really proud that we have something clinically shown to increase GLP-1. But GLP-1, it's a trending word, right? It's something that a lot of people have heard about, had experience with, good, bad, positive, negative. We have learned that expectations matter, and what is kind of out there and what the general population is educated about is different than what we have. And we can't get loud enough about the differences between what we do as the activation company and what else is out there. So a great way to set expectations is by really making sure everyone understands what GLP-1 is and what it's not. So let's go through what it is. It is a natural hormone, right? We can activate its production, and that's what the mind-body GLP-1 system is doing. We're communicating when we have it. That gut-brain axis gets really strong, and you're connecting, literally the name of the product, your mind and your body. And the more we learn about GLP-1, the more we understand how truly essential it is, the whole body impact that it has on our health. From appetite, blood sugar levels, the feelings of fullness, the rate at which food leaves the stomach, and knowing at that ideal levels, we're less likely to overeat or really succumb to those cravings. And we're actually going to go into more when we get into our research section about even more about what GLP-1 is doing and some new product claims that we have because of this research. But activation it's subtle. It takes time, right? This time to build up and activate these L cells, just like anything else that we activate, gradually increases. It's a totally different experience. And I'm hopping over to the what GLP-1 is not, than flooding your system, flooding your body, overriding natural processes, and staying in there for a more prolonged period. It's a totally different experience. GLP-1 is also not an ingredient in our product. Again, we are the activation company. We launched Mind Body knowing we don't want to be a weight loss company. We are a health company. We activate our bodies. We know there's a way to restore the health that we were born with. Let's focus there. It is not an ingredient in this product, but again, ingredients and the right blend to activate it. And like Kristen said, we are not, immediately able with GLP-1 to just be a lean, mean machine. The presence of GLP-1 alone does not automatically mean you can just not do anything and lose weight. You do need to have those important lifestyles. You can out-eat GLP-1, both of its synthetic form and its natural form. So are we feeling good about this before we move on? Because this is important to keep getting loud. If you think you've said it and explained our difference enough, Do it again because people need to hear it. There's more people out there that need this, but what GLP-1 is and what it's not. Okay, we feeling good? Thumbs up in the chats. Okay, let's connect product and connecting those expectations to actual product usage. So if you want to set the right expectations about GLP-1, I said it before, you have to look no further than its name. It's about a stronger connection with your mind and your body. That is GLP-1. That is what it is doing when it is activated in your body. We've been extremely curious about usage and making sure everybody is set up to success and really is benefiting from that stronger gut-brain axis and that mind-body connection. And what we found is that the people seeing the most success are using the product in the way our clinical trial did and staying really consistent with it. I know someone personally that admitted he hadn't been consistent with it through the product back order, through the holidays, specifically Enhance. And he didn't have the experience he wanted to, but he recommitted and really started kind of used the New Year's back a couple of months ago to recommit and just used the product. And since January, he's lost more than 20 pounds and feels great, but it's the other things. He sees food as fuel. He has better energy. He's feeling better overall, and that has him the most excited. So again, using the people seeing the success are using the product, and we'll talk about some of the changes or the update we have and how we are recommending usage be to both help people see the results, but also just set them up to adhere to the product and stay consistent with the product, because that is so important. So we have put together through this what we are calling the MB base, the things everybody needs to commit to if you are taking this product. Identify habits and make adjustments. This is making sure you are mentally aware and we're going to go into the details of each of these. We want to take mind body consistently, and we need to be checking in with ourselves, whatever that looks like for you, right? So these are the three things. Take a screenshot. Actually, you're getting these slides later, but these are the three things we want everyone to know and commit to going into product usage to set them up for success. Okay, so our MB base, let's dive into each one of these. The first one, identifying habits and make adjustments. With you, we broke this one out into, you need to do this with your mind and your body. So your mind, ask yourself, am I actually hungry? Do I notice what I'm craving, And then aim to really prioritize protein. It's going to help with GLP-1, but it is probably the most impactful of what we've seen and some of what we've researched in really helping you shift those eating habits so that those questions and that mindfulness thing can fully take effect. And then with your body, oh my gosh, I am the worst at this because I could sit at my desk and my watch is going off like, you need to stand up. My Aura rings like, should you move? Do you want to stretch your legs? That's what it says. And it's like amazing how quickly time can fly without moving. So are you aware of that? Are you aware of how much you're moving throughout the day? And we really want people aiming for, as part of those adjustments, a minimum of 30 minutes of that, purposeful exercise at least 3 times a week. So that's the first one. We're all going to identify habits and aim to make those adjustments. Second part, take mind body consistently. Okay, so there's a couple of updates here because we've found that we can help new consultants by having this feel more like a routine. Again, it's about adherence and helping people really commit to product usage. Before I dive in, it's important to know if you're taking Enhance kind of as a snack or to satisfy cravings afternoon and that is working for you, that is fantastic. But what I'm about to go over more closely matches the clinical and the success that we saw there, as well as just making sure people are getting this in their body and having a more consistent routine that helps set them up for success out the gate. So right when you wake up, take MB Core. We're clarifying it a little bit here. Take 2 capsules with 8 ounces of water first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, at least 30 minutes before consuming MB Enhance and any calories. MB Core needs that straight shot. It needs to get down to your colon where those L cells are and start doing its thing. So MB Core needs that straight shot first thing in the morning with water on an empty stomach. 30 minutes later, or more is what I was alluding to earlier, but we want you to take MB Enhance. And the update here is to take it with at least 24 grams of protein. So especially as you're starting out, we're learning a lot about fiber and what fiber does and how people who don't have fiber or haven't used fiber could really benefit from having protein to help with those feelings of satiety and fullness. Protein and fiber kind of go hand in hand. Your body sees protein as that fuel. So really matching MB Enhance with at least 24 grams of protein, at least 30 minutes after core. And then instead of kind of having uses instructions, our label right now is a little bit more if you need a ramp up time. We are getting more stringent and saying, we need you to ramp up with this product. For days 1 through 7, use 2 scoops. Day 8, increase to 4 scoops. And there is a note here. It's very small at the bottom, but we want to give people permission to it and know that it's okay that every body is different, right? And that it may take time for your body to adjust to more fiber. So if you do experience bloating, if that does feel uncomfortable at first, reducing down to a scoop, down to 1 scoop is totally fine. And you can build back up kind of on a week by week basis, check in with yourself and continue that pattern until you feel really comfortable with 4 scoops. So again, we are aiming for consistency here. We are also highlighting protein and helping people stay, giving them permission on that scoop specifically, how many scoops. To adjust and listen to their body. That is normal and actually welcome. So you will be seeing these updated in materials we have today, but also over the coming weeks and months on labels and things to help really stay consistent. All right, we're going to check in with ourselves regularly. So we all know, we talked about these, GLP-1 activation goes way beyond the scale. Are you set up to notice changes in your hunger, your cravings, your body composition, sleep, and energy? Whatever that looks like for you. Some people, they're mindful by writing it down. Others are like, I can just ask myself the question and I'm good. We want you to be set up with success and just be able to check in with yourself and kind of track those changes and those things that are happening as GLP-1 increases. And then the clinical research, again, setting expectations, it comes back to that here as well. But the most noticeable results are really happening over 12 weeks. So giving yourself that time. This is not something you could take in 3 or 4 days and have, immediate, oh my gosh, I've lost a ton of weight. Give yourself that 90 days, make real progress, stay in tune. You will notice the differences. Again, this hormone is powerful and it needs a chance and it needs an optimal environment to do what it needs to do. And it needs the time to get it there. It took a ton of time to get us to where we are today. And we're course correcting and doing, if you think about it, in a relatively short amount of time. So, okay, are we feeling good about the MB base, the 1 through 3, the things everybody needs to be doing, kind of knowing, aware of, able to track going into taking this product? Okay, well, we had to accelerate, right? We know people are, no, I'm ready. I'm tired of feeling this way. I'm tired of looking this way. Great. We have some help for those people that are ready, committed, wanting to make lifestyle adjustments to, again, optimize their body and what GLP-1 looks like for them. This product is going to come alongside of you with all of these. All of these things, I'll admit, I've tried probably all of them throughout my life and had varying degrees of success and consistency, but with mind body, truly that mental shift and being more in control with my relationship with food, seeing food as a fuel, the better sleep makes all of these things so much easier. But we need to be aware and we can accelerate activation, accelerate results, accelerate our metabolic, our gut health, our hormone health. Everything on this list ties back to that. And so the more you choose here, the better. We're going to prioritize protein, key to getting 3/4 of your body weight in grams of protein daily. Do that math, because that's probably more protein than you're getting today. It helps you feel full, maintain muscle, and boost your metabolism. Staying hydrated, avoiding alcohol, ditching refined sugar and processed foods. We want to exercise for at least 30 minutes, 5 days a week, really boosting energy and fat burn. Adding strength training, we gotta do what we can to build lean muscle, also helping with metabolism here. Getting quality sleep, tracking more consistently with an app or a journal, and creating accountability, someone that you're checking in with, or checkpoints or measurement checkpoints with each other for motivation and consistency. And then mastering meal timing, so eating balanced meals every 3 to 4 hours. So again, activation accelerators, things that go above and beyond that base to really reset and make it so you are optimizing the environment that now activating GLP-1, you're optimizing the environment that GLP-1 can do its magic, its benefits, do the things that we know it can do. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So if you're wondering how many of these should I pick, Julie? Kind of 10's a lot. I don't know if I'm that committed. Well, we've broken it down into kind of a good, better, best format on this next slide. And 1 through 3 is good. We're feeling like I'm easing into small, sustainable changes. I want to see my results a little bit more accelerated. I'm going to pick 1 to 3. That's great. That's that good category. Better is when you add 4 to 6 of these. This is where people are really committed to deeper changes, faster results. And best is like, I'm all in. I want to maximize my transformation. You're going for the home run here. All of those, putting all of our activation accelerators to work for you. So again, this is a great conversation to come back to. If you've had somebody that hasn't been experiencing results or not seeing results maybe as fast as they want to, check in with them on their lifestyle. What can we add here? What category are you all in to kind of overriding your health and having sustainable changes? Are you, should we start just with a couple and see if that shifts it? But this really helps that conversation and understanding and meeting people with where they are and how committed they are to changing some key lifestyle things that will only accelerate results, accelerate metabolism, gut health, hormone health, so that again, mind body can come along, doing its activation, activating those L cells, getting GLP-1 fully loaded in our bodies, and actually helping us make the changes we've been hoping for a really long time. So that's our activation accelerators. That's kind of checking off that lifestyle matters box. But moving on to research. Okay, like I said, we have continued to learn about GLP-1 and substantiated a lot of what we can claim around our product. So those first 5 in purple up at top are things that we had when we launched this product. Fantastic, right? The blood sugar balancing, the whole body health, obviously the natural increase of GLP-1, but we have added some key claims here that are pretty powerful and again, go above and beyond improving and make it so important for that GLP-1 message of what it's doing. Elevates that to a whole new level. So supporting production of digestive enzymes. Those are responsible for breaking down carbs, fats, and proteins. Provides cardioprotective properties to support and maintain heart function, blood flow, and endothelial health. It's massive. Supports a healthy blood sugar balance to help reduce tiredness. So we're adding the tiredness and improved mental clarity when your blood sugar is in balance. May reduce brain fog, provides neuroprotective properties and support to help maintain normal brain function. This one's huge, regulates the reward centers of the brain. Again, those cravings and things, we are regulating that area of our brain and making sure we're in balance. Supports healthy fat metabolism in the liver and the maintenance of lean muscle mass. So again, GLP-1 continues as we learn more, as we understand it, understand how our body uses it. Really proud, again, because we have something nobody else has. Nobody comes even close to our activation levels that we have clinically proven in that blood work. And when that is present in your body, you're reaping the benefits and that whole body health, and we're continuing to understand that. We're also researching we're going to continue to look at and fine tune that ramp up timing. So right now we have a clinical underway and actually just getting going, but ramping up that ramp up time and making sure we're optimizing that scoop size too to match that ramp up time. So we'll continue to have updates there. We want to see how these activation accelerators impact your weight management and your loss, those results specifically. So, hey, when I add 3 of these, what does that look like? What do the most people experience when they add 2, 3, 5, 8 of these? We really want to understand that and have some numbers. We love numbers and we love research and what that looks like for people. And then, of course, we're staying curious about what else are we activating? What other non-GLP-1 things are we impacting specifically when we look at blood work? What can we learn about what else we're seeing in the changes that we're experiencing there? So a lot of great ongoing research happening as we just continue to learn about this product and learn about all of its important benefits. Lastly, another thing, our products are built to support targets in a normal range. So this next slide, is talking about the things that we've learned and that we're continuously learning about this hormone, is that there are conditions where your experience with GLP-1, which is a natural hormone, but these also apply to synthetic versions, your experience may be different. Research also says that lifestyle matters even more with these groups. So if you do have one of these things, don't use that as an excuse. This comes back to setting expectations with yourself, understanding that your biology is unique, that products work differently in every body, and it took time to get to where you are today, and to be patient with your health. You know your health better than anybody. And we're not saying that it won't work for you, just to be expecting and maybe patient, seeing if you may be one of those that have a different outcome. Again, this would happen, and all of this research is coming both from the synthetic form and natural activation, but a different outcome. So be patient with yourself and really continue to set expectations with yourself if this is something that you deal with and experience with. So recapping, covered a lot, and I feel like I've talked super fast, but we had a lot to share with you today. Expectations matter, right? We got that. We talked about GLP-1, what it is, what it isn't. We talked about product usage. Consistency is key. We've tightened those usage instructions around what worked. We're going to focus in on what worked well in our clinical, take out the guesswork, and make sure people give it a chance to see that sustainable change. Lifestyle, we talked about our activation accelerators, how adding that and helping people understand you've got to make some other changes to really see and give GLP-1 an amazing opportunity to do what it does in your body. And we're continuing to research, to dive in, to learn more about this hormone, to learn more about usage and lifestyle and blood markers. We love our products. We love activation. We are so passionate about what we have here and excited now to turn it over. Preacher Jake is going to cover our last few bullets, take us home with stories. So I'll turn it over to you, Jake.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Julie. And thank you, Kristen. Guys, can I just say real quick how freaking awesome your corporate team is? Like, it's just cool. I know the work that's gone into this, and to see the culmination of the work that's been put into this. And so I hope that this is incredibly valuable to you guys. And also, great job on the chat. Like, the chat and the comments have been off the charts awesome. So please keep it coming. It gives us great energy. So what does all this mean, and how do we talk about it? And so I think that it's important. I want to parallel this. You can go to the next slide. I want to parallel this with, when you're bringing on a brand new consultant and you're getting them started, right? That same mindset as it relates to somebody's journey with MB is very applicable. We want to make sure that we're getting them started correctly. So the most important interaction someone has with their MB, that first interaction, and making sure that we're setting the correct expectations with their product experience. No different than when you're walking somebody through how to get started with their LifeVantage business, setting those expectations, helping make sure that that experience is really, really positive. And then the last thing that's really essential, and what you've seen today, is a common language that all of us can be using. I think that piece, that common thread between all of our conversations around when we're talking about mind body, when we're talking about good, better, best, when we're talking about activation accelerators, right? Those are critical with that common language, and that we're consistent, because that aids in that replication and simplification as we talk about the product. So the first conversation framework, as we look at that very first conversation, again, as we parallel this with that journey of bringing a new consultant on, what is their goal, right? We can't miss this step, because if they don't have something that they're shooting for, it makes it very, very difficult for us to help them navigate and set expectations in that process. And so then the next thing is, again, setting expectations, right? Reminding them there's no magic pill. We are the activation company. And what I thought was so beautiful, and if you guys were paying attention to the chat, when Kristen asked you to share the positive experiences that you had, yes, there were certainly comments in there about people losing weight, but there were so many other incredibly powerful things that people were experiencing, from their sleep cycle to digestive health and all of that. And that's because we go back to, we are the activation company. And so we're activating. And I want to say something here that I think is important. If we are prescribing, when we're talking to somebody, and in our own experience, if we're prescribing a synthetic result to a natural product, we're making a mistake, right? All of you have a tremendous amount of experience with natural products, and based on our own biology and based on where our lifestyle is at, is very much going to determine our interaction and results with natural products. And so keeping that in mind, it's no different with this MB GLP-1 system. So making sure we're setting the right expectations and talking through the lifestyle component, because here's the thing, we are not in the business of a short-term quick fix solution. We'll leave that to the pharmaceutical companies and all their synthetic products. We're here to impact and change people's life for the long term, and that comes through lifestyle and everything else. So we have to start with that MB base routine, right? That base is non-negotiable. It's non-negotiable. And so we've got to make sure that that's ingrained, that they understand the timing, and that we are prescriptive with them in regards to their relationship with that routine. And then I think next, it's really important, share what worked for you. We are all different. We are all created different. Our bodies are different. Our season of life is different. And so what may have worked for me in those activation accelerators may work for you, or somebody else's journey, what they added may work for them too. So share those experiences. We've had some really powerful stories in relationship to that. And then how many of these activation accelerators are you willing to incorporate? And that may be based on how aggressive their goal is, right? But we can help guide them and help set them up for success. Now, here's what's really cool. Our team has completely overhauled the getting started with mind body system sheet that you can begin to share with people. And I will tell you that we're working on, and eventually we'll have this as part of that kind of first shipment that goes out. But for right now, and I'm going to be sharing with you how you can get access to this information, but we now will have this guide that you can download, that you can share with people, that will walk them through this whole process and helping set them up for success, talking through the mind and body journey, also talking through the consistency with the base and the good, better, best, and understanding what their goals are and what the activation accelerators are, and how those choices and how they can begin to incorporate them as part of their mind-body journey, okay? So we'll have this. I'm going to share with you at the end. You're going to have access to this and be able to, again, share people with it. But again, guys, The important thing is that we are having this conversation from the beginning, setting the right expectations, setting them up for success. No different than when you start a brand new consultant out, taking them through that process to ensure that they are set up to have the greatest opportunity to have success in their journey. Now, with that, I'm excited to bring on one of our incredible leaders, Sandy McClure. She is an EC3 with us. She is an incredible entrepreneur. She is one of our leaders here at LifeVantage. And one of the things that I love about her in the building of her business, she's incredible at working with and retaining customers. And so what I thought would be really fun is for her and I to kind of role play, right? So we've talked through this process. We've talked through the conversation. We've talked through the common language. But what does this look like in action? And so, Sandy, welcome to the call. Super grateful that you're on. And I guess let's start with this. Let's pretend I am a prospect for you. I'm a potential new customer, or I'm a new consultant, and take us through this conversation and how you've been successful in introducing Mind Body and introducing LifeVantage for that matter, and helping set people up for success.
Well, thank you, Jake. It's an honor and a privilege to be speaking today to all of you in Activation Nation. I'm excited. I'm so stoked, and I have a lot of notes here because I don't want to forget anything. I'm so excited about what I've already learned. First of all, I'm going to tell you I'm all in. I'm all 10 of those things, and I'm 60 years old. So that's a no-brainer. And usually, you know, Jake, I know that you reached out and you asked me if you could have my link because you saw a post I did on Facebook, right?
Yep.
But Jake, I'd love to send you my link, but I'd really like to have a conversation with you about what it is that attracted you to what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So I'm 50. I'm not going to tell you exactly how old I am, but I'm over 50. Not surprised, everybody, right? Yes. Or hopefully you're surprised. But golf season's coming. I got to lose some weight. My body's tight. It's stiff. I want to be ready to play golf when it comes springtime. So I need to probably lose 15 or maybe 20 pounds.
Well, Jake, I'm just going to be quite honest with you. I think it's great that you want to lose that weight, but I'm not one of those people that focus on the scale. How would you like to have your golf pants fit better? How would you like to have that golf shirt fit a little bit looser so that when you swing through, you feel better? How would you like to have more energy to sustain yourself throughout the day to outplay those players who are not activated like you? Would that be interesting to you?
Yep, I would love it. And I'd love to also be able to keep up with my 3 kids.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think that's amazing. We do have some great products. We are the activation company, and this product that just was launched is just one of many activators that we have. And it is geared toward being a supportive tool towards somebody who's looking to manage their weight a little bit more. But there's so much more to that. I know that, you know, you talked about energy. You want to keep up with your kids and things like that. I think it's really important that I share with you what you need to expect, because you said you want to lose 10 to 15 pounds. Now, if that's the only expectation that you have, Jake, I don't want you to be disappointed, because I have people who I have coached, and I've coached many people who've realized every body is different. And so your experience may be very different from my experience. I have lost less than 10 pounds, but it looks like I've lost 20. I'll shoot you the pictures after we have this conversation of what I looked like before. But the energy and all of those things matter. And I want you to understand that down the road, you're going to be so excited in 6 months from now when we have a conversation. I can't wait to talk to you in a year about how this has dramatically changed your life. And I venture to say the last thing we'll probably be talking about is that number on the scale. Does that sound important to you?
Absolutely. Yeah, no question. I mean, I focused on the weight, but I know, like, I just need to be healthier. I think that's the end result. So I love hearing that.
Well, and I think that we focus on the weight. And here I'm going to bring something up to you. Would you be open to not only investing in your health and investing in this, but investing in a smart scale that measures more than just your weight? Because that, for me, at 60 years old has been the most compelling thing, because my age on there doesn't show that I'm 60. I'm way younger than that. My muscle mass has increased and all of those things. And I think those are way better measurements. And especially for some young buck like you who's looking to improve your, being the dad, a whole new meaning to the dad bod. But I really feel like that would be a good investment for you so that you can measure the things that matter.
Love it. Yep. And I just want a simple way. I've struggled with it forever, and I just want a simple way to be able to begin that journey.
Well, you know what? I can't guarantee you anything, but I do know that people who stick with this and have realistic expectations from the beginning feel way better immediately. And I can say I've, my experience, you've read about my experience on my post. That is how it affected me. Again, everybody is different, but I'd really like for you to just come in this with an open mind and say, I'm going to be realistic about this. I'm going to take this and I'm just going to ask you, how do you want me to coach you? Do you want me to contact you? All of those things, because it's important to me. Your experience matters. I want you to understand that I want to be talking about this for a long time. And I want you to understand actually what's going on in your body.
I love it. I love it, Sandy. And I, for all of you that are on, as we went through that role play, I hope that you saw that the focus, while yes, I was focused on the pounds, it's broader than that because it's activation. And I love the way that you segued that to an overall health journey, because again, like we talked about, this is a long-term play. And what I want to do, we've got a panel, and I'm going to have Sandy stay here because she's a part of this, but I also want to bring on Erica Dale. She's an EC2 with us. She's got her PhD in holistic nutrition. She is a entrepreneur mama as well. We've got Courtney Watkins. She is an EC2 as well. Another incredible, powerful entrepreneur who just over the course of the last couple of months has just been killing it. Her team's been growing and she's been rank advancing like crazy. And then last but not least, Jenny Crane, who is also a powerhouse for us. She spoke at our Market Connect event. That was the first time I got to see her speak. She's amazing, but incredible wife and mother of two boys. So guys, here's what I want to do. We asked a little while back for people we did a survey to ask some questions that they wanted to have answered. And so what I would like to do really quickly is just kind of have each of you maybe address these. And so the first question that we want to ask that we had was, how do I win back my initial mind body users? So maybe those individuals that didn't have quite the experience or the results that they thought that they should have. And based on what we learned today and based on this new language, how do we approach those individuals back? And so Sandy, I'm going to ask you if you wouldn't mind jumping in on that one.
Well, first of all, I think that you guys realize that what we do, people are going to, you need to make them feel valued. And this is very important. That conversation that you have with them, that you take time out, not to just send a link, but spend maybe an hour with them talking, could pay you for the rest of your life. But you're also showing them how to be a consultant. And that doesn't take, for what I do, that's exactly what happens. I get people on product. They remember what I did. I took time and I spent time getting to know them. And then they realized it was all about heart and caring about people. And they can do that too. So many of the people on this call tonight are people who have joined me just that way. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest with these people. I'm going to go back and have a conversation. I'm going to tell them how excited I am that I just got off a corporate call and LifeVantage really brought it to the table. We were so excited to launch this product, and it was fairly new and we wanted to get it out there, but we've learned so much since then. And I just have learned so much. And I'd really like to be honest with you. I didn't coach you very well. There's things I didn't know that I know now that I think could really make a difference and impact you in your journey. And I think that, if we could have that conversation, I've learned that maybe they were struggling with, I didn't talk about the 10 accelerators. Maybe I talk about that all the time, but maybe I didn't bring that up with them. And so I can say, I think that, we didn't really place an emphasis on regular exercise, but that's something that we need to do. Would you be open to giving it another shot. That's what I think is the most important, is that we ask them, we own it, and we say, I need it to be better. I've learned so much. We're in that learning process. It's only going to get better, but I think you'll be part of that next phase of understanding why it's so much better after everything we've learned.
I love that. And I wrote this down because not to segue away from the product point, but I'm going to, you said that conversation could pay you for the rest of your life. And so what do you want to invest in that conversation, right? Super powerful. And I love that. That's great. Second question, how important is consistent usage and not getting discouraged? And so Erica, with your background, and I know you work with a lot of people, I would love for you to address this question.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Jake. And guys, I think this is so important and can be used in so many different realms. I'm always relating health and fitness to our LifeVantage businesses. I think that the same behaviors, consistency being number one, go across the board. And so consistent usage of our products, right? You can't just go a couple days or even a week or even a couple weeks and then fall off for a couple weeks and expect to get the results, right? It's kind of the definition of insanity, but also consistency in the way you're eating, knowing what you're putting in your body, following the 10 things that we put up on the screen earlier, staying consistent, and then giving yourself time, not comparing yourself to other people, not comparing your journey to someone else's. I've been in this space for many, many years. I lost 60 pounds back in 2012, and it wasn't overnight. It took actually about a year for me to lose those 60 pounds. But guess what? I kept them off. It wasn't a rat race. It wasn't a yo-yo diet. It wasn't a crash course. And that's what allowed me to keep that off and then journey into my health and fitness. So, not allowing yourself to be discouraged, but giving yourself the grace and the time, knowing that if you stay consistent, the results will come.
I love that. And I love when you talked about, giving yourself permission, right? To take time. And I think I know in my journey, I've almost, given myself some grace, right? Like I think it's human nature to compare. And I think that's, when I look back at this whole journey so far with Mind, Body, and LifeVantage, I think that's something very easy to do. We see the pictures in social media and we compare that to our results, and our journey may be different. And so we've heard a lot of people that have actually said, man, I didn't even start seeing results until after 12, 13 weeks, right? So just giving yourself the permission to be on your journey. I love that so much. And I mean, it doesn't come from a more credible source than you, and just with your background and the work that you do with individuals. So next up, how do I balance team energy between those having amazing success and those who don't feel like they are? And so I'm going to ask Courtney Watkins to jump on and address this question.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, this call is fire. I have notes all over the place. First of all, I just want to take a minute and just let's all recognize where we're at in the timing of LifeVantage. I've been in the network marketing industry now for almost 11 years. I got started right after I had my third baby. And I thought in my first company that I was in the peak of momentum and I would never see that again. And not only is LifeVantage growing, we're dominating right now. And this GLP-1 is truly a product that I'm seeing on my feed everywhere. And the clinical studies, it just blows my mind, clinically proven. So that's the first thing. With belief, for me, it's the belief truly starts with you and in the products and our own results. And I don't know how many of you guys think about on the airplane when they're put your oxygen mask on yourself first before your kids. I think that that's sometimes where we have to start. When I came to LifeVantage, I came from my previous company and it was just a series of different events. And I was by myself, my team did not follow. And it was such a growing point, and I really had to find that belief in myself again, honestly. And Kristen knows the text that I'm oh my gosh, I don't remember how to do this. And truly I had forgotten how to work. And I had to find that in myself again, the belief in myself. And so that's one of the things that I feel right now, it's looking at yourself, it starts with you. using this call as a tool, I'm thinking of so many different ways that I can use this and like really pivoting. But what I did to build that belief back in myself has been mindset and manifestation. If you guys know anything about me, like I'm such a manifester and mindset, and that's truly my non-negotiable. And I actually woke up with this thought the other day that I was like, I've got to incorporate that into my mind body with my customers, is like having a vision of what they want and the ideal body. You'll see Dr. Ashley Laughlin posting about this. I have a Pinterest board that's like Courtney 2025. And I said this at Club 55, and Sandy, I'm still sticking with it. Who doesn't want to be hotter, prettier, and richer by Christmas? Like now we're in 2025. And she has so many great points in like how to really relay that back to the customers. But creating the vision for what you want in your business. When I saw that top 10 accelerators for GLP-1, I immediately thought we need this for our business, because not only do we want to like be our skinniest or GLP-1 fittest or like wellest, healthiest, but we want our business to be successful as well. And I still truly believe that this is the gasoline on the fire. What we already had in LifeVantage was so huge. We literally threw gasoline on it. And now with the international launch, I think this is the biggest it's ever been. So just a couple of my key tips, Jake, right now for like going away and helping us build our belief is use the tools that corporate's giving us. Get your excitement and your fire and your flame going. Like Elizabeth mentioned in the chat, use these, put them in Chat GPT, and really like get better at our marketing. Like we are network marketers. And I just had someone recently join our team from someone else on my team that's amazing at marketing. And she said she literally Googled the ingredients that are in Mind Body, berberine, other things. And she found our Mind Body. And that made me think, I got to get better at marketing this. People are actively looking for this. And that also helps to build my belief.
Love it. And I love so much your example. I hope people caught that, of the oxygen mask on the airplane. I think that's so powerful, and it's so appropriate, because you're right. You can't help others, and you can't put that belief in others if you don't have it yourself. So I love that so much. We've got one more of these questions. I want to ask all of you. I know that we're 4 minutes away from the hour. I have a really, really big announcement that I'm going to be making here in the close of this call. So please, I know we're up against it. You're not going to want to miss that. So hang with us. Last question, and this is for Jenny Crane. Why are non-scale victories so important?
Hey, Jake. Love my LifeVantage peeps. Courtney, oh my gosh, brought the fire. I love Sandy, Erica, you guys. I'm so inspired. And I think the theme here is taking ownership, right? Knowing what we have our hands on. And as I answer this question, I can't help but think I kind of want to take it back a little further. I've been here for 13 years, you guys. LifeVantage has been my home for over a decade. And you guys, what we have our hands on truly is so spectacular. Like I tell my team all the time, if I could download my brain into yours as to what I've seen Protandim NRF2 alone do inside of people's bodies, you would tell everybody you know and love about these products, right? So understanding, you guys, that we are attacking the health crisis from a different perspective, right? And it's all about, I think, arguably non-scalable victories are just as important as losing weight on the scale, if not more important. So understanding metabolic health, you guys, we are consultants. We are taking people on a wellness journey. So it is our responsibility to understand what is metabolic health. Have you done your research? One of the books that I want to suggest, that I suggest a lot of the people that I'm putting on Mind Body to read, it's a book called Good Energy by Dr. Casey Means. You guys, literally, this woman is going to be a consultant of ours one day, because if you read that book, she does such a powerful job of explaining exactly what metabolic health is. So I would suggest, if you haven't read that book, go read it. Become a professional in this space. Understand that the non-scalable victories are just as important. So when you're coaching people, just because they're not losing weight, right? Maybe they're having better sleep, having them really kind of coaching them and letting them know, like, pay attention to how you're being able to focus throughout the day, right? So letting them and coaching them, helping them understand that metabolic health, sometimes it takes time to really see the scale move. Another suggestion that I wanted to make is suggest that people get a Renfo scale. If you guys don't know what that is, that actually measures your metabolic health. So it's going to help those people that might not be getting those wins on the scale understand that something is happening in their body, right? So I have a lot of people that I've put on the mind body system that haven't technically lost any weight, but they're coming back and they're saying, oh my gosh, like I haven't lost any weight on the scale, which it's kind of weirding me out, but I can now fit into my jeans that never fit. Like I had a girl come to me the other day and tell me that she was able to fit into jeans that she hasn't been able to wear in 3 years, right? But yet the scale was not really showing that she was losing any weight. So always going back to the fact that we are a biohacking cellular activation company, educating people on what we have. We're not just one of those fly-by-night weight loss companies. We are a company that is doing so much more than that. And when you're educating people, and I mean, Sandy, I'm one of her biggest fans, you guys. Her customer retention is phenomenal because she works with her people. She doesn't just sign people up and then puts them out and say, okay, good luck on the mind body. Come back to me, in 2 or 3 months, right? She takes them along that journey. She takes ownership of her business and she treats her customers like they should be treated. And that's why she has incredible retention. So you guys understanding that it is your job and your journey to help these people along the way so that they see that they're not going to just throw the baby out with the bathwater because they're not losing a ton of weight. And educating them along the process of just activation in general, I think is so important. We have to get back and we have to stay true to who we are as consultants and to why we are so set apart, right? Our retention for customers is massive, especially with our Protandim products. So just know that we have to bring people along and just educate them on the fact that their metabolic health takes time, right? This is something, if somebody has chronic issues and they have dealt with metabolic dysfunction, they probably don't even know it. You have to let them know that this is not a quick fix. And I think that's kind of the theme we've heard from Julie. And, we want to empower you guys to be the most successful. And that comes with educating yourself, taking ownership and understanding that as you're helping people through this process, you're going to find that people will give it time, right? Even if they're not having those scalable victories. So I hope that helps.
Awesome. It does. It's so, and and again, if you go back and look at the chat, there are so many non-scale victories that people are having as a result of the MBGLP1 system. And so guys, do me a favor, again, hang with me. I promise we're not going to be a whole lot longer. Will you guys give some love to this freaking rock star panel? These guys are amazing. And so I hope, I mean, for me, I took a lot of notes and there were just some really, really powerful nuggets in there that I think will help you in having those conversations. So what now? What now? Well, here's the thing. We have got to get loud. You've heard us talk about this. It's been repeated from Julie, Kristen. Our panelists talked about it. I'm talking about it. And so one of the things that we want to begin to do is flood social with these success stories. And so we're asking you, there's a QR code there to submit a written or visual testimony through that QR code link. And so we are going to be selecting 25 of those stories. We're going to highlight them on social media. We're going to highlight your story at the Convention Experience Center, and those individuals that we select, so those 25 testimonials that we select, you're going to have an exclusive invite to the Driver's Lounge, which all of you are aware. We're running a promotion right now for breakfast at Tiffany's and access to the Driver's Lounge at convention. And so we'll be sharing these testimonials that you can share with prospects on our Momentum Monday newsletter each week. So we will be leveraging these, but we want to continue to flood social and leverage and talk about all the amazing success stories that are out there. Next, I know a lot of you, I've seen it. Can we get access to this information? Can we get access to the PowerPoint? So all of these materials, next slide, will go out tomorrow in an email. We have recorded this, so the recording will be there, a copy of the deck, social assets, PDF start guide. But if you can't wait till tomorrow, there's a QR code. Scan that QR code. and you will get access. If you not, take a screenshot so that you can go back and scan it. Because I don't want to be too fast, but I want to move through this and make sure that we get to the close of the call. Okay, so this information will be available through that QR code. We'll also be emailing it out to everyone tomorrow so that you've got access to this right away. All right. Okay. Next slide. So I want really quickly, and do me a favor. No, back up to the slide, the previous slide. I want y'all to do me a favor. How many of you were in Kansas City for Market Connect? Okay. And I want you to put, let's not put a 5, let's put a 1, let's put a 5. Put a 5 in the chat if you were at Kansas City for Market Connect. Okay. And as you're doing that, for all of you that were there, I want you to go back and I want you to maybe close your eyes and I want you to think about when we dismissed from the main audit, the main ballroom when we were doing the event into that kind of common area. And we had all of the different activities you could have going on and people were stirring and people were moving. And it was right after Steve got up and talked about how one of the chairman or one of the board members said, I hope you break the internet. And all of us were looking at our phone and going, holy crap, there's this many thousand people in the queue. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And we were refreshing and we were refreshing and we were refreshing. And something that we've talked a lot about is that momentum and growth is loud, it's chaotic, it's crazy. And when I think about that's the visual, that's the experience. I don't know if as you close your eyes, you go back to the chaotic craziness of that moment. But that is the power of growth and momentum and being loud. And so as I look at this, guys, and I remember very specifically when Julie shared the results of our clinical, where we talked about 140% increase of GLP-1, that, from the perspective of losing weight, right? Lose 9 pounds in 8 weeks and average 25 pounds in 12 weeks. 100% who lost weight maintained muscle. I remember just the audible gasp of like, whoa, when that was presented. Up to 27% reduction in visceral fat and 5% reduction in body fat and patent pending. Guys, these are still true. Nothing has changed. What's changed is that we have learned more. What's changed is that we're now seeing people experience even more benefits than just weight loss and things that we see on the scale. People are experiencing incredible health benefits as a result of activating GLP-1. And so here's my contention. In that moment of chaos, in that moment of excitement, in that moment of just mass hysteria, my contention is this: while yes, the excitement around GLP-1 and the whole weight management, weight loss kind of category was exciting, that's not why people were loud. And it's not the main reason why people were excited. They were excited because of something that Sandy McClure said. They were excited because of we could impact people's lives, but they were also excited because of how it was activating the financial opportunity that comes from an incredible compensation plan, the engine of what drives all this, which is our Evolve compensation plan. And so I want to encourage you and I want to challenge you that we need to get loud. It is your opportunity and you control your destiny in this way of how loud we get and the conversations that we're having. Our theme for 2025 is drive. And when we look at Mind Body GLP-1, it is a fuel that fuels that engine. NRF2 Protandim is a fuel that fuels that engine. Collagen is a fuel that fuels it. Our theme for this year is drive. And so in light of that, something that we're going to do, and here's the announcement, that it started on the 15th, so we're going to backdate, but we are announcing right now that for anybody who enrolls 300 SV in either new customer or consultant volume is eligible for a double sharing bonus incentive April, May, and June. So essentially, here's what we're doing, minus the SC1 bonus. Essentially, we're almost kind of resetting your launch period, right? 3 full months. So anybody that has 300 SV and new customer consultant volume between the 15th and the end of March, you're going to be able to participate in a double sharing bonus. Now, here's the other thing that I'm going to share with you really quickly before we close. Okay. You got to get to convention. We are going to be making an announcement that is exclusive. And I'm going to tell you, it ties directly to your business and income, but that we are going to announce an incentive at convention for those individuals only that attend convention that tie back to what we've been talking about today and ties back to this double sharing bonus. So you got to get there, guys. There's a lot of reasons that you should attend convention, but you're not going to want to miss this because we're not going to make this available to anyone that doesn't attend global convention. Okay. So here's what I'm going to close with. The opportunity hasn't changed. And what I will say is this, where we've talked a lot today about setting people up for success on Mind Body. This is no different than how we set people up for success as a consultant, right? And the reality is what you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. And so my challenge and encouragement to you is what I implored upon everybody at Club 55 and what I said from stage in Kansas City. We need more people telling our story. We need more consultants out sharing our story of activation. Here's what I can promise you. Where the experience of a product may vary based on your biology, our compensation plan, the Evolve plan, it doesn't change. It is consistent. The opportunity, the financial opportunity is consistent. It doesn't change. It's consistent with the effort that you put in. And we have a very unique opportunity that Courtney really alluded to, and it's the synergy of the timing of where we find ourselves today. Again, the mind-body GLP-1 system is nothing more than jet fuel to fuel the engine of the Evolve compensation plan and growing your teams and growing your business. And here's the thing. We have the synergy of this. There is an awareness of GLP-1. Now, if you're like me and a lot of people, I automatically translated GLP-1 to rapid weight loss. Well, we know it can help in that, but it's so much more than that. So there is a awareness in the marketplace that wasn't there when we had Protandim and RF2. We had to teach people. The second thing is this. There is a growing awareness around the negative, horrible effects of the synthetic solutions. Guys, my pharmacy, Harmon's, there is a sign that says we have made a corporate decision that we will no longer sell these particular name, and you know what they are, GLP-1 synthetic injection products. They aren't selling them anymore. Why? Because of what they're experiencing and people are experiencing. And then the last thing is then that translates to people are looking for solutions. My sister on the shots now looking for a natural solution that isn't going to continue to impact her health the way that has. Those culminate in jet fuel for your business, but we have to be talking about it. Can we recreate what happened in October? Can we recreate that? 100%. You know why? It wasn't GLP-1 that created it. It was you out sharing your passion and your excitement for what this product was going to do and how it was going to activate people. And so that is my challenge to you. What are you focused on? Because here's what I can promise you. What you focus on, you will 100% find. If you're focused on some of the stories that you're hearing that maybe not the right experience or not the experience, you will find those stories. It's kind of like Facebook. I hear about cat food and I show up on Facebook and I have a cat food advertisement. What you focus on, you'll find. I go to my social media and all I see, my social media is flooded with incredible success stories around mind, body, GLP-1. What are you focused on? What are you focused? Because you will find that. So you've been challenged today. We've got to get out and get loud again. We've got to share the power of this product and how it activates GLP-1 and what that can mean in somebody's life, but making sure that we set them up for success. Because again, I love what Sandy said. Every conversation can pay you for the rest of your life. We got to have more conversations. So guys, with that, can't wait for you to begin to share this with your teams. Take this to your teams, share it with them, begin to train out, make sure they're setting people up for success. And guys, we're going to have an incredible drive as we drive into convention. Grateful for all of you attending, sticking with us a little bit long. Have a great evening, everybody.